Michael Jackson will forever be remembered as the greatest entertainer of a generation. His groundbreaking dance moves, iconic vocal style, and countless hit singles have cemented him in the hearts and hips of legions of devoted fans around the world. At 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, June 25, 2009, those fans who had been overjoyed at the announcement of a comeback tour were left devastated. The King of Pop had been pronounced dead.
This is hard. My brother, the legendary King of Pop, Michael Jackson, passed away on Thursday, June 25th, 2009 at 2:26 p.m.
Found in his rented home in Bel Air at 12:30 p.m., news of Jackson's collapse had flown throughout the world, and when the terrible truth was finally revealed, loyal fans plummeted into despair. With candle-lit vigils across the globe, they demonstrated their devotion in a touching salute to their hero. Many were struggling to come to terms with the realization that he was gone.
My reaction was shock because he's a very young man, still at 50 years old. And he was a good person. He had his problems, but he was still a good person.
It's kind of devastating. He's one of those people that you never would have thought of dying so soon, because we think of all he did for like music and music videos and pop culture.
The Jackson estate in Encino, California, became a shrine to Michael, with flowers, balloons, and messages strewn along the walls and outside the gates, as fans gathered to pay their last respects. Meanwhile, over in Gary, Indiana, the house where Michael and his 8 siblings grew up had also become a mecca for grieving fans and neighbors, who still remembered baby-faced Michael from his days as the youngest member of the Jackson 5. It was here that former boxer Joseph Walter Jackson settled with his new wife, Catherine, in 1949. While Catherine got straight down to the business of raising children, Joe took a full-time job as a crane operator at the steel mill to support their growing family, although clearly his passion lay in another direction. In the mid-1950s, he embarked on a musical career, playing guitar in a band called the Falcons with his brother Luther. When the Falcons failed to score a record contract, the reality of having 7 young mouths to feed forced Joe to return to his old job at the steel mill. But before long, he'd begun pouring his creative aspirations into a family singing act made up of his 3 eldest sons. As the Jackson brothers, Jackie, Tito, and Jermaine were backed up on congas and tambourine by Marlon and 6-year-old Michael, who soon began to eclipse his older brothers with his singing and dancing talents. Stopping at nothing to make the group a success, Joe put the boys through strenuous rehearsals. But there was no shortage of love and comfort to be found in the arms of their mother. In 1967, with 9-year-old Michael at the helm, the Jackson brothers became the Jackson 5. After winning a talent show at a local high school, performing soul and R&B hits, Joe got busy booking his young prodigies into black clubs and venues around Gary and Chicago on the Chitlin circuit. All the while, little Michael continued honing his singing and dancing skills, learning from watching the likes of James Brown, Marvin Gaye, and Etta James. They began taking their act further afield, and by the middle of 1967, they'd made it to New York. With the help of R&B legends Sam and Dave, they scored a spot at the prestigious Amateur Night competition at the Apollo Theater in Harlem. Billed as the place where stars are born and legends are made, the famous theater, which had played host to legends like Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday, certainly lived up to its promise for the Jackson 5. After winning the Amateur Night Showdown on August 13th, Gladys Knight brought them to the attention of Motown chief Berry Gordy. Although Berry was initially reluctant to take on another child act after signing Little Stevie Wonder, he eventually granted them an audition at Motown, and in late 1968, he was blown away by a 10-year-old Michael Jackson.